Oh, it's the end of the day. We've been busy. And yeah, I got something I gotta take care of on Ginger. Let's go see what we gotta do. Welcome back to the journey, folks. Coming out here. So, one issue that I have seen with this tractor that many folks, and it's kind of like a loophole, right, for the manufacturer, because in the owner's manual it states, especially on the loader, so this is like the loader bracket, right? So basically from here comes up, this is what the loader sits on, right? It's being held in by this pin, and then down here you have a couple bolts. So it goes in, you have some down here, right? You have some up here, and if you look closely, two are missing, right? I needed to order those. So, and then you have some down here, as three that connects to this arm, and then that arm goes back, okay? So if you look, you can see it has blue paint on these bolts. That's from the factory. Basically, anytime that they went and torqued that bolt, then they mark it with a blue paint and lets them know that they have torqued it. Now the problem is, this does not have a mark on it to show if it's been loosened. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put these bolts in, and then in the morning store to actually buy that paint. But then you also want to use Loctite on these, especially the ones that have vibration. Any type of mounting bolt, you always want to put some type of Loctite, whether it's a low, medium, or high. That depends on you. If you're wanting to take it off again, put something low. If you never want this thing to come off again, then put a high. But it's, well, no, I wouldn't say never, but it's one of those that it would be really, really hard to get off in the event that you're using that high strength. And for me, I actually had mine over here. I had it in the tractor, and I was like, man, where'd it go? And I dropped it. So there we go. Lock thread. This is a high strength 2700 or 27100. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be using. And then it also has lock washers that are on there, which, if you know anything about mounting hardware and whatnot, those lock washers never hold, ever. So, well, first I need to check these, because I ordered these off of McMaster-Carr. Yes, I did reach out to the my local dealership here, and he had basically said, well, I can order those bolts for you. They were, I want to say, is $8 a piece. $8 a piece. And then with shipping and handling, it's going to be quite a bit more, right? Because it has to come from overseas, tariffs, all that good stuff, right? These right here, made right here in the United States, they are a metric bolt. It's the exact same. So it's in your owner's manual. I can throw up a photo here of what this is, right? Because this is the TX47 is the loader that I have, and it's actually the TX47E, I believe. That's two different ones. And then for this one, obviously it fits the T474. That's the tractor that I have. And then on this one, the bolts, it's an M12. And then for torque, that is also in your owner's manual. I'll throw that up right here. So if you don't have the owner's manual, then yep, that's what you need. So I purchased, basically you go into McMaster-Carr, you put in exactly the type of bolt that you're looking for, the length, the thread size, basically everything you can say. If you want it to have a shoulder, not have a shoulder, any of that stuff, and then boom, right, they're gonna be able to come out. So here I do want to put some thread lock on there along with the washer, but first I just want to double check, make sure that these are going to thread in, because it's not the standard bolt for like from the factory, right? And I already know that my threads are probably going to be boogered up a little bit. See, that one is going all the way in. And then I know this front one is going to be, which I don't have a tap and die set. It'd probably be good to throw a tap in there, but it does. I know right there is good. And then it's just a little tiny bit. So that's fine. It'll go in there. And then, so I'm going to go ahead and put my Loctite, my lock washer, get those bolts put in there, and then it's 100 foot-pounds. So it's between 93 and 112, right? Is what I showed you in the book. So as of right now, I'm just kind of putting these in. I'm not torquing them down just yet, because I'm gonna go through in the morning after I go get the marker paint. So it's the I forgot exactly what it's called. I'll put it right here on the screen of what that paint is called, but it's like a Anti-Tamper or something like that paint. But basically, you know, for the sake of the owner's manual, that you need to go through and you got to check every single bolt on your tractor, you know, especially mounting bolts and everything. Well, that can take a very long time if you're going and you're checking every single one with the torque wrench before, you know, going and using the tractor. So what you do is you go through every single one once with the proper torque based off of your owner's manual, and then you mark it with a paint, not just on the head of the bolt like the factory did with the blue paint, but it's going to be on the side of the bolt and also going down to the frame or to wherever it's attached to, right? And I'll be able to show you that whenever I actually do it. But that way, instead of going through with a torque wrench every time that you are checking your bolts, you're just looking at that little paint. So now you can just visually look and say, okay, this thing has not moved. It's still at its original torque value. But if you're going through and you're looking at all the bolts and you see one that the paint doesn't line up, you're like, okay, well, that one's moved. Let me check it with a torque wrench. So that's what you do. And then once you've retorqued it, then do it with another paint. Normally, you want to have two different colors. That way, you know, you're not getting mixed up if it has the same color mark on there. And you're like, well, this one doesn't line up, but this one does. Is it torqued? I don't know. Right? But it's your stuff. You know, you'll figure it out. All right. Well, see you in the morning. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm back from the store, and I'm going to move the tractor over to like the shop area. But as I'm out here, I don't know if you can hear this in the background. Just listen. It was like explosions. So a lot of people talk about that, you know, hearing different things of what it could be. And you try to look up, say, hey, because I know like this area, right? They're supposed to be doing the Interstate 49, but that project hasn't even started yet. So they're not clearing for roads. I don't know. People talk about hearing the babooms constantly, but nobody knows where it's coming from. So leave us a comment down below what you think, because I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to get over to the shop. Let's finish up on this one. All right, so a lot of things that you're supposed to be checking before operating the tractor every single time, right, is all your bolts. So obviously you have bolts here. You have the 4 here. You have the 2 down here. So those are like the main bolts, and that's on both sides, okay? That's for your loader. That's for this bracket here, okay? And then you're also checking that has 3 that are right here that connects your little arm going back to the back. And then obviously coming back here, you have your arms coming all the way back to a bracket. It's kind of hard to see, but right here, basically to your back axle, okay? So you're checking that, obviously checking any other type of things, right? Different brackets. So basically anywhere that you see a bolt, you basically should be checking to make sure that it's not backing out, because tractors are going to do that stuff. Obviously, if you have the backhoe, you also want to check that stuff as well. All of your mounting bolts, pins that connect it, that also has like little locking down here at the bottom. So checking, make sure that those are there, right? Which, let me get down here and see. So yes, both of those are in. All right. So that's all stuff that you should be checking. Now for me, I leave obviously that bar in. I do need to take it off. It doesn't really need to be there. The pin's not even holding it in. Actually, that little bolt right there is what's holding it, and it's not even holding it very well. But checking all this stuff. So either you can come through and check every single one of these bolts physically with a torque wrench to verify that they are in place or where they need to be, or do like what I said before, get 2 different paint pens, right? Choose one color for your initial, and then as you're checking it, right? So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna check every single one of these bolts by the torque value of what they should be. Like I said, it should be roughly around 100 foot-pounds. Some of these bigger ones are going to be actually a little bit more, but just double check with your owner's manual. If you don't have an owner's manual, then you can definitely go to the TYM website and download all the manuals. They have them there, okay? And it's free. It doesn't cost anything. Now, yeah, let me go get my torque wrench. I'm going to go ahead and start checking all these, making sure that they are torqued. Now, for these that I know that have been backing out, what I'm going to go ahead and do, because since I've already put Loctite on there, I'm probably going to go ahead and take these all the way out, reapply the Loctite, and then put them back in, and then mark them with my paint. So I'm going to utilize the orange as my primary color, and then if for whatever reason those bolts have backed out, then I will remark it with white. But I don't think I'm going to have an issue once I start putting all this Loctite on there. Well, unfortunately, I do not have the proper extension because my torque wrench that I have is a 1/2 inch drive. So this is my torque wrench, 1/2 inch drive. And I only have a short little stub, like the 3-inch extension. So I need to be able to utilize my 3/8 drive, but I need to be able to step down from a 1/2 to a 3/8, and I don't have that. Well, I've already been to the store once today, and I know that we're going to be going into the city tomorrow to get stuff for the chicken coop expansion project that we've already started. If you've missed out on that pouring of that slab and whatnot, then get over here, go check that out. Okay, so I went ahead and torqued those off camera. I don't know. I wasn't thinking, I don't guess. But there we go. So got all those marked with the orange paint here. And then those are all marked. So now it's just a visual, right? So instead of having to come through and, you know, double check these with a torque wrench every single time, all I gotta do is check the orange paint. So I have that. And then even this one down here, right? Really hard to get to, but check that with the orange paint. So I do have one over on this side that I have not torqued. I actually missed it yesterday. So I'm gonna come through, and it's the very, which one was it? I think it was that one, right? And it, I mean, that's like this one right here. So, and it's like loose, like hand loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit that one up as well. But for the most part, all those are marked. They're all good to go. These are all, where was it? Those ones up in here. I'm gonna double check all these. So those in there, I'm gonna double check all those and then mark those as well. Okay, so that's basically it. I went around the entire tractor, bolt, right? Basically everywhere I could see. I mean, I even did some stuff up here, you know, even on the grapple, bolt. Basically going around, right? Even the front, bolt. I just marked every single little bolt that I could find that I can check. Obviously, you always want to check your wheels as well. For whatever reason, I didn't mark those. I can. But even back here on the backhoe, bolt. I went through. I mean, some of this stuff was even loose. So I had to tighten this one. I had to tighten that one. I had to tighten that one. So now those are all torqued. And then marked it. Right? Boom. So now it's just, that's quick. I can walk around the whole tractor, just do a once over. So a few hours spent right now, right, is going to save you a whole lot of headache later. And it's much easier. So now, before I go to operate this tractor, I can just do a quick walk around, look at all my bolts, make sure that all that orange paint is lined up where it's supposed to be. Obviously, if the stuff is moved or it's out of sort, then recheck that one and then color it with the other color that I bought, which I bought white. So, and then it would let me know that, hey, this is going to be a problem. And if for whatever reason that the second time it came loose, you know, even by adding a Loctite or something like that, then obviously that's still going to become an issue, and we'll address that at a later time, right? So, but yeah, that's it. That's some of the tips and tricks to kind of help you, you know, with your tractor. It doesn't have to be necessarily this exact same tractor. Any type of equipment, right? If you need to check it, go through your owner's manual, right? Don't be that typical guy that is like, oh, I'm not going to read this thing. Read it front to back. That's one of the things that even, you know, some of the channels that I follow here on YouTube that has tractors and has stuff like this, you know, going through and watching some of them, they did the same thing, you know, like Brock over at Rock Hill Farm. He's done, you know, had sat down in his shop on his chair and read through that manual front to back. And then, you know, kind of just stuff. And hey, some of the stuff in there is good. Some of the stuff is, okay, not so good, right? But anyway, this is one of the things that it definitely tells you to do, is to check bolts before every use. So to kind of help with that, obviously I did, right? I checked all those bolts before I used the tractor the last time in the backyard, clearing out stuff and kind of, that was for giggles. house, you know, kind of clearing out the area where she used to lay eggs and whatnot. And yeah, during that usage, those bolts decided to back out, and I didn't catch it until the next day. But hey, it is what it is. So it's going to be a little easier to find bolts that are missing, because I tell you right now, I was checking the main ones. Like, I checked the wheels, I checked the main ones for the loader and the backhoe, and that was it. I wasn't checking anything else. So I would have never even known that those bolts back there on the backhoe for the little grease cert things were loose, because I don't check those, right? But I did this time, and now they're marked. So that's it. That's all we got for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on this. I got plenty of daylight to go. I got some stuff, some wood that I want to clear, not necessarily on video, right? So you've seen me clear woods once, you've seen me clear 1,000 times. So, but anyway, if you'd like to stick around on this journey we call life, then go ahead and check out this video we have right here, or the whole year's playlist is over on this side. Continues to grow as the year progresses. Icons up here at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to our side channel. Go check that out. It's greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, get out there, thank a veteran every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, friends.